Montrell progress, since the first draft rookie minicamp until now?
Yeah, I think he's become more comfortable, right? Anytime you return in college and you've done extensively, and then you come to the NFL game, obviously it's a little different, right? In college, guys can get out freely and cover on the punt, but to me, it looks like he's comfortable knowing that he has guys that can actually block for him on the outside and the interior. I think it works. 11 guys work together for us to have success. So I think he's done a great job from day one to now, improving with his catch mechanics. Absolutely.
Do you think they see a bigger variety of punts from an NFL punter?
100%. 100%. In college, again, you have guys that roll out and punt, and it's that shield punt. It's not a pro style punt, so they have to get used to that. And then, like I said, when you have guys that can get out early in coverage, in the NFL, only the gunners can get out, right? So in college, all 11 guys can get out, including the punter, obviously, right? And I think in the NFL, he has more time to make better decisions on whether he should catch it, whether he should fair catch it, whether he should return the ball. So I think he's becoming more comfortable with the NFL game, and he will see different punts. He'll see flip-flop punts. He'll see banana punts. He'll see spiral punts. There's a multitude of punts that he'll see in the NFL, 100%.
To that end, seeing different types of punts, how much does it help him that you've got a righty and a lefty punting, and Corliss has a kind of completely different style?
100%. The lefty ball obviously spins a little bit different, right? And it takes a while to get used to catching those type of punts. The benefit of having Corliss and Sam in training camp in the off season, it gets our returners, all our returners, not just Montrell, but KJ, Kendall, etc., reps at a left punter and also a right punter. So I think that's beneficial for us moving forward into the year. Absolutely.
And for Corliss himself, what has he shown over the last few weeks?
I think Corliss has a strong leg. He's a good athlete. He has good hands to hold. Again, the left-footed spin on the ball is different. You see that he's a talented punter. What Corliss needs to focus on in the offseason is directional punting, which we've addressed, right? So he's working on getting the ball to the numbers, to outside the numbers, which we're big on here, and Sam has done a great job with that as well. I'm happy with both those guys. The competition is good for those guys. I think competition is good for everyone, really.
What have you seen from Brandon here over the last few practices?
Yeah, Brandon's a professional. He comes in prepared. He comes in focused. He brings leadership qualities. Like, he's the leader of the specialists, absolutely. So he talks to the young guys. He talks to Sam. He helps Sam with his punting mechanics as well. He helps Corliss with his punt mechanics. Brandon wants to have a hand in everything. He's going to help Jacob with his snapping as well. So Brandon, he's everything I thought he would be, or everything we thought he would be, myself and Coach Mal, and he's done a great job. He's done a great job, really.
Did you have a sigh of relief when you heard Tyree Cleveland's injury wasn't?
Did I?
Wasn't as bad as it looked.
Absolutely, and there's no secret that we want Tyree to be a core special teams player. That isn't my decision, right? That's Mr. Payton and Coach Hackett's decision. But obviously, he's a big part of our special teams here and what we want to do. The speed, the athleticism, the physicality, he brings all that to our team. So we want him to be a core special teams player. Him not having a major injury is a positive for us, 100%. 100%.
Beyond the kicking specialists, are you seeing leaders like Tyree emerge on the special teams units?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, when you try to get me to name guys and I exclude someone, then somebody looks at me with an angry face. We have a lot of guys that have, mentored younger guys or have taken younger guys to the side and try to coach them up when, myself or Coach Mal are busy doing some other things. And we all know by just looking on the field who those guys are. And they're not necessarily vocal leaders all the time. They show it by action. And I learned from a coach a long time ago. This is one of his favorite sayings, and I've adapted this also. I see better than I hear, right? It's more about action instead of just talking about what you're going to do. How about proving it on the field? And that's where I'm at right now. I want to see what guys can do on the field to help us grow as a team.
Who told you that?
You want me to tell you who told me that? Yeah. Sean McVay. Coach Sean McVay.
How would you evaluate the form of your fellow coaches there?
Oh, my God. That was terrible. It was absolutely horrendous. You got one guy he doesn't have tight elbows. He's not catching it high. His arm is over here. Then you got another guy who's real cool and comfortable, but is not tracking the ball, so the ball's outside the framework of his body. It was terrible. They could never return a punt for us, ever.
Kind of unfair that Hackett didn't give you a shot?
You don't want to see that, do you? I can catch it with ease. I used to be a returner. I can catch with ease. It won't be a problem. Now, if you have a live foot, it might be a different story. But off the jugs, if you can't catch a punt off the jug, something is wrong, right? I mean, like it's
like BP.
it's a stationary piece of equipment, and the ball's coming, 40 yards in the air. You should be able to track that ball. You should be able to square up, get in front of it, and catch it with ease. Absolutely. And just before I leave, guys, I want to make sure that I give credit to Coach Mike Mallory. I think he's done a great job being an assistant and getting these guys ready. I just want to say that. You got to give credit to the assistants. Sometimes they don't get the recognition. I want to make sure that I mention that.